What's going on? So, my next one about remembering 3 years later is Maurice White, the visionary leader of Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was so sad this brother died of Parkinson's, one of the most gregarious, energetic band leaders you can imagine. I bought his book before he died. You know, they have not done Maurice White justice at all. I talk about that filthy, low-down, dirty, racist music industry. Maurice White is one of the most greatest band leaders, visionaries ever. And I'm gonna tell you like it is. In around my way, in my black world growing up back in the day, Earth, Wind, and Fire was our Beatles, our Bee Gees. Let's just tell it, keep it 100. The Elements were the truth. They did all kinds of music. They were like world music. You know, you can put anything but Earth, Wind, and Fire, and they'll tear your behind up on stage and on record. And Maurice White was with the kalimba. Learn about the kalimba, African instrument, through him. Concepts, spiritual uplifting, sensual techniques. Love the African rhythms of the drums, and then those horns were transcendent. They just blew your mind. The concepts and arrangements. And of course, you know, you have to give respect to the late, great Charles Stephanie. Production, arrangement, scores, themes. Beautiful. Philip Bailey. Greatest sidekick, the 1-2 punch. You know, if they were an NBA tag team, Maurice White and Philip Bailey would be up there with Ivan as the greatest one of the greatest 1-2 punches ever. Because what incredible harmonies and vocals. Great Al McKay on guitar and his songwriting, underrated on his arrangements, and so many other things that he did. Great Larry Dunn tore them keyboards, tore the band board up. Verdine White on bass, one of the baddest bass players ever. Ralph Johnson on them drums, holding it down. You know, Andrew Woolfolk, one of the baddest on the sax. Love the horns, love the whole concept. However, Maurice White, what a visionary, what a conceptualist. What a way that he felt and heard music. Took it to another level. Drove Earth, Wind, and Fire to be beyond just an R&B band. In a day and time when they told black bands you can't sell records, you can't pack arenas, they put the can't, you won't do it. Defied the odds. Was truly uplifting, took it to a whole nother level. One of the more premier acts that you will ever hear. One of the deepest, just one of those music acts that took so many chances. It's like when you heard the interludes and you heard the concepts and you heard the growth, the harmony, where they went from the funk songs, the slow songs, the Brazilian songs, the just so many different layers to the music. And it's a lost art today because there is no more Earth, Wind, and Fires. There's no more R&B funk bands. There's nothing like it. I got to witness them in concert back in the day. Still the best concert I've ever been to. Maurice White truly had a magnetic energy about him. Truly spiritual, truly uplifting. But what I find criminal is that there is hardly nothing in the magazines or anything to salute his greatness. And they were one of the most important R&B bands, period. But beyond R&B, one of the most important bands, period. And you're like, why aren't they teaching more about Maurice White? Why isn't there more Maurice White being shown? Because you got to put some respect by his name. There should be Maurice White books. More to talk about Earth, Wind, and Fire and what they represented. There should be a whole abundance of it. There's not. That's criminal to me. That's criminal to me. The Elements meant everything, and he was one of those musical spiritual teachers. You absorb so much depth and gratitude from it. And speaking of gratitude, that's one of the greatest live albums I've ever heard. Period. When I go talk about Earth, Wind, and Fire, I say they changed the landscape of what you could do as a band, but as a black band. They flipped the script, and it should be more and more books and themes about that because it represented so much. It was so powerful. Maurice White was truly ahead of the curve. You know, um, just incredible with the timing, and the rhythm, and the feel, and the church, and you felt all of that energy with the music. And I just don't understand why there's not near more to bestow upon this man's greatness of what he represented, because that was music. That was music. Earth, Wind, and Fire, that was music. Not like all this trash you got out now, and you got these busters out here now who come around winning 10 Grammys and all these awards, and they ain't got. Maurice White had more talent in his left pinky than most of these turkeys that you got out here now. Best believe that. If you don't know, you better ask somebody, because Maurice White was the show enough truth. And between his singing and his drumming, the way he played that kalimba, shit, that man knew it was time. That man made you feel something. So anyway, I'm remembering Maurice White 3 years later from his passing, and I'm just wondering why he ain't getting more attention he deserved as a musical greatness. And Earth, Wind, and Fire, the baddest band ever rocked this planet. That's my take on that. Feel free to leave them comments. Hit the subscribe when the bell rings. That's a new video. And I'm out like the elements. Peace.